Thank you very much, Excellency Thamir Al-Shetri, representing Exim Bank of Saudi Arabia. And obviously, the main priority of Exim Bank is to facilitate trade and provide security for exporters, which is rightly being done. And obviously, you would like to capitalize on the potential that Pakistan is offering in terms of investments. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to call upon His Excellency Mr. Abdul Aleem Khan, the Federal Minister for Investment, to come and address this August gathering. Please welcome His Excellency Mr. Abdul Aleem Khan, the Federal Minister for Investment.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. The Deputy Prime Minister of Pakistan, Senator Ishaq Dar Sahab, the Honorable Minister for Investment, Brother Khalid bin Abdullah Al-Faleh, my fellow cabinet members, the esteemed delegation members, distinguished guests, good morning and Assalamu Alaikum. Being one of the last speakers, it's a great privilege because when I came in the morning, I had a speech of like 10-20 pages. Now, after the speeches of my brothers, I am left with at least 1 or 2 pages. So, especially after the speech of my brother, the elder brother, Dr. Professor Musaddiq Malik, I have hardly anything to say, but I would still try to say something. It's my great honor to welcome you, sir, Your Excellency, and your esteemed delegation to Pakistan. I would like to thank the leadership of Saudi Arabia for extending invaluable support and assistance to Pakistan whenever Pakistan needed. The government of Pakistan and the people of Pakistan deeply appreciate the support provided by the kingdom during all these years. We are especially grateful to the custodian of the 2 holy mosques, His Majesty, the King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and His Royal Highness, Prince Mohammed bin Salman. The people of Pakistan pray for His Majesty's good health and long life. I am very pleased at the ongoing discussion between the government entities within the framework of Saudi-Pakistan Joint Task Force. I hope that your government and private sector delegates will have the opportunity to take forward some of these discussions during this visit. I am also confident that with the institutional and policy reforms that we have introduced, more Saudi investors will be encouraged to invest in Pakistan. I would like to congratulate the team of both sides for B2B MOUs and agreements which will be signed during this visit. The ongoing discussions, exchanges of visits, Saudi Arabia's commitment towards strengthening economic engagements within Pakistan, I'll highly appreciate it. I hope this forum provides a unique opportunity to build deeper commercial ties between Pakistan and Saudi Arabia. We invite Saudi businesses to explore the wide range opportunities of investment Pakistan has to offer. The government of Pakistan through SIFC, Board of Investment, Ministry of Privatization is fully committed to support and facilitate foreign investors in every sector. Together we can create a future where economic cooperation between our nations drive mutual growth and prosperity. In the end, I am grateful to everyone who took time out, came here, and participated in today's forum. Thank you so very much.
Thank you very much, Excellency Mr. Abdul Aleem Khan, the Federal Minister for Investment. He is also heading the privatization and the communication portfolios in the government of Pakistan. The whole of the Saudi delegation, on behalf of the government of Pakistan, we are honored and pleased on your visit. and Pakistan is known for its hospitality. And of course, now you know the other side, which is the investment opportunities, the investment potential that our great country has to offer to the world. I would now like to call upon His Excellency Mr. Khalid bin Abdul Aziz Al Faleh, the Minister of Investment, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, to kindly come up and address this august gathering. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome His Excellency Khalid bin Abdul Aziz Al Faleh, the Minister of Investment, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Excellency.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله. Your Excellency, Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Ishaq Dar, Your Excellency, Honorable Ministers, members of the Cabinet of Pakistan, the ones who spoke so warmly and so eloquently, and indeed in a very convincing way about the great value proposition that is standing in front of us and is ours to lose, and inshallah we will not lose it, given the vision and the determination of our leaders, of our people, and of our great, vibrant private sectors and investors from both sides, who I am honored to be with in this Saudi delegation and to have the opportunity to interact and meet with our colleagues and partners from the Pakistani side. Let me thank everyone who spoke about the warm welcome. And I can tell you, we felt the warmth of the Pakistani friendship. We felt the bond just as the door of our airplane opened last night, before we felt even the warmth of the air of Pakistan. And we have been embraced with open arms, open hearts, every second of our presence here, like every time we come to Pakistan. This is not my first visit. I've been here quite a few times, and every time we come, we see that Pakistan is not a second home. It is indeed just another very close home to us, and we are not amongst friends, we're amongst family. Let me start by conveying, not just to the honorable members of the Pakistani cabinet who are with us today and the parliamentarians, but to the entire Pakistani population, the warmest greetings from the leadership of Saudi Arabia, His Majesty, Custodian of the Two Holy Mosques, King Salman bin Abdulaziz, and His Royal Highness, Crown Prince, Prime Minister Mohammed bin Salman bin Abdulaziz, who hold Pakistan in the highest regard as a strategic partner, a cultural partner, a country like no other in terms of the bond that has united us for as long as history can chronicle. Of course, the modern relationship of Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has its roots from the founding of Pakistan. Saudi Arabia was with the Pakistani people as they created their own nation in 1947. And soon after that, we entered into a treaty of partnership in 1951. So very soon we will be marking 75 years since the entry into that treaty. But Saudi Arabia and Pakistan need no agreements, no treaties. We are united, we are bonded, we are connected. Our Islamic relationship and our spiritual relationship have been created 1400 years ago with the advent of Islam, and the Muslim people in this region were one of the first to enter into Islam, and all of us studied early in our childhood how the people of the Sindh Valley embraced Islam so passionately, and we continue to see it. We see it in Saudi Arabia with over 2.5 million Pakistanis who are supporting our country, who are making Saudi Arabia tick with their contribution in every aspect of our economy and our society. We see it in over 160,000 Pakistanis who participate every year in Hajj. We see it in over 1.8 million people who travel to Saudi Arabia for Umrah every year, and in a way fuel that bond that unites our people. I am grateful that after our arrival last night, we saw that warmth and that bond and that reception from the top of the leadership of Pakistan. The Honorable President of Pakistan, Asif Ali Zardari, who is traveling today to a foreign destination, insisted on receiving us late in the evening last night and spent a good amount of time impressing on us his own personal belief and commitment to the relationship between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan, and that Pakistan is always there for Saudi, and that he sees the potential, the complementarity, the synergies, the great value proposition that each of our country makes available to each other if only we would realize it. And he called on all of us today to work towards that common objective. We spent a good amount of time with the Honorable Chief of the Army Staff General Sayyid Asim Munir Shah, and he spoke also from the heart, as well as from the mind, as well as expressing in numbers that are very, very compelling, what the value proposition to the Saudi private sector from partnering with Pakistan. And he expressed his commitment that he will see to it that all matters of red tape will indeed be replaced with a red carpet treatment for Saudi investment. And he recalled how he and Crown Prince Mohammed bin Salman saw to it to create this special one-stop shop, special single window, the special bureaucracy elimination mechanism, the Special Investment Facilitation Council, SIFC, which many of the honorable members of the cabinet are also members of and are seeing through that mechanism, as well as the other reforms that are undertaken by the Honorable Prime Minister, will undertake to make Pakistan not only one of the highest return investment destination, but one that is low risk, very much financeable, bankable, and attractive for Saudi investors. And the Honorable Prime Minister will be speaking to the Saudi delegation later this evening, and will be presiding over an exchange of agreements and MOUs totaling 27 that will be signed throughout the day. Many of them have already been negotiated and agreed, and will be announced today over $2 billion. And these are very much organic agreements that have been reached without the strong facilitation that we're embarking on. I'm happy to hear what the ministers have said. I'm happy about the efforts of the Ministry of Commerce and its commitment to increase the trade. Trade between Saudi Arabia and Pakistan has already increased significantly by 80%, from 3 billion in 2019, $3 billion US dollars, to 5.4 US dollars. We are also reasonably encouraged by the number of Pakistani investment licenses that have also more than doubled in the last couple of years, reaching 2,000 Pakistani investors in Saudi Arabia. And the FDI stock in Saudi Arabia of Pakistani investment is already exceeding 1.6 US dollars. We are committed to and extremely encouraged by the announcement by His Royal Highness the Crown Prince committing the front end of Saudi investment into Pakistan, which is $5 billion. This was announced during the visit of the Honorable Pakistani Prime Minister when he, Shahbaz Sharif, when he visited a week or two after he was appointed in his role after the election. And there was a meeting in Mecca, essentially within the confines of Haram al-Sharif. Honorable Finance Minister and others were there wearing their ihram thobes, and I was also honored to be there, and we saw the warmth, the mutual commitment from both leaders, and that what I call the front end of Saudi investment was committed. And of course the PIF has a leading role. I am glad that we have the PIF represented with us in strength here in this delegation, not only representing the PIF, but also bringing many of the PIF portfolio companies, which is going to be spearheading the Saudi investments, including Aqua, including Aqua Power and renewable energy, including Manara and minerals. And I think these numbers, in my opinion, are only the tip of the iceberg. I think the limits, there are essentially no limits to what Saudi Arabia and Pakistan can do in the economic sphere, just like there are no limits to our friendship, to our bonds, to our historic relations, to our political relations at the highest level, from the days Saudi Arabia and Pakistan were created in the last century to many, many centuries in the future. I think it's been mentioned by our dear Pakistani partners. They have spoke about Saudi Arabia better than I would be able to speak about Saudi Arabia. And that again illustrates the kind of bond and complementarity that we have together. But let me say that Vision 2030 is not only doing well, it's actually ahead of schedule, and we're moving to start thinking about the next phase of envisioning the future. And the future of Saudi Arabia is going to be one of prosperity, it's going to be one of empowerment of the people of Saudi Arabia, empowerment of our private sector and our companies, of which we're very, very proud, and many of them are with us today, over 50 companies that have been breaking their schedules and their commitments elsewhere to be in this delegation, to be here in Pakistan this week. But Vision 2030, and this is the key point about Vision 2030 I want to say, is also about extending our prosperity to our partners and to our friends and to the countries that we need as much as they need us. Because no single country, no matter how rich, no matter how strong financially, can compete in the global world we live in today. You need demographics, you need large markets, you need human resources, in addition to capital. And Pakistan and Saudi Arabia together provide that complementarity, provide that scale, but you also need geographic reach, and we see that Pakistan is uniquely positioned geographically with your location extending from the Arabian Sea all the way into the heart of Asia, Central Asia, China, all of the Caspian countries are markets and resources that are available to Saudi investors to reach through partnering with our Pakistani friends. In terms of what we can do together, I think first and foremost, we want to support Pakistan continuing on its economic stabilization. Without Pakistan reaching its economic stability, it's very difficult to do things together. What has been done in the short period, the last 2 years, is quite impressive, Your Excellency, Minister of Finance. And we think it's only the beginning, because once the momentum is created, there is no stopping you, and Saudi Arabia has been and will continue to be your partner to achieve that economic stability. A key element for the private sector from Saudi Arabia to contribute to is substituting exports that we are getting from other markets to more valuable, higher quality, and indeed lower cost exports from our brotherly nation of Pakistan. And we heard from the leaders yesterday not only about the mining and the natural resources, the granite, the marble, the building materials, where Saudi Arabia is the largest construction site in the world. Make no mistake about it. And we will be, in the next few years, awarding construction and material procurement contracts reaching about 1.8 trillion US dollars. Last year, the value of construction and EPC procurement, including materials, was $150 billion. This year, it's 180. It will be about $200 billion annually of contract and material procurement awards year after year. Unfortunately for us, but in a way, fortunately for our partners here in Pakistan, a lot of the input into those contracts is going to be imported. And we want it to be imported from Pakistan, all things being equal. In fact, we will compromise a little bit to make it come from Pakistan. So a great opportunity. Beyond trade, I think investing jointly in Saudi Arabia, investing in Pakistan, investing in third countries that are adjacent to Pakistan is an area that, as I mentioned earlier, with no limits. We see energy as a natural. The kingdom has been and will continue to be the kingdom of energy, the global leader in conventional energy. We're investing, continuing to invest in oil and gas, and His Excellency Minister Musaddiq mentioned oil to chemicals is a big area for growth, and we want Pakistan as a big market for chemicals to also participate with us. But the big area of growth, the new area of growth in energy for us is renewable energy. Solar, wind, hydrogen, green ammonia, green methanol, not only for the consumption of your large population and what is starting to be a vibrant, high-growth economy here in the heart of Asia, but we hope that we will allow Pakistan to also export this green energy given the endowment you have. Mining and minerals, as mentioned already last night and today, is truly quite significant. Electrification is already sweeping the global economy. Saudi Arabia is committed to it. All of our auto manufacturing sector is centered around EVs and electrification. We have given our position, it's quite remarkable, given that we are the kingdom of oil, we are the global leader in terms of reserves, resources, production, exports in oil. We have bypassed the internal combustion engine and the diesel engine and leapfrogged straight into electric vehicle. That means that not only are we going to consume those EVs in Saudi, we're going to export them, but also we see the electrification sweeping the world. We see the demand on high voltage cables for transmission across borders and within countries. And we see that happening in Asia, from Pakistan all the way to Central Asia, where there is a lot of capped electric production that needs to be exported. But the unlock for that, as mentioned, is going to be copper, aluminum, and cable manufacturing. And this is one of those areas that we can't wait to work together to unlock for Pakistan, for Saudi Arabia, and indeed for the global economy. I am glad that we have with us a newly formed joint venture, Manara, between PIF and Ma'aden, our national champion in mining, and they are eager to start a number of initiatives in mining, but the first one we hope to conclude in the next few weeks will be for them to enter into the Reko Diq project with the state-owned enterprises of Pakistan and Barrick Gold, who is working in Saudi Arabia and sees our partnership as additive to the project. And I think this is just sort of a pilot project that we hope will be multiplied many times over. We see ICT as a huge area where Pakistan has a near unlimited potential. The key ingredient for ICT is human talent, and we believe in Pakistani talent. We have seen them in Saudi Arabia since the modern Saudi Arabia started bringing global human resources. Pakistanis were one of the first to come to Saudi Arabia and create Aramco through their human resources. Pakistani expertise was there early for our banking sector, and as Musaddaq mentioned, even as consultants and subject matter experts. He mentored me and taught me. He was very humble when he called me his boss. He was actually telling me how to build an industrial cluster in Saudi Arabia, and we took his advice, and we're very proud that our industrial sector is one of the fastest growing, the most competitive, certainly in the region, and we aspire for it to be a global manufacturing and industrial powerhouse in Saudi Arabia. We're looking to make Saudi Arabia the hub for global supply chain resilience, not just to meet domestic and regional, but global. And we want to do that by leveraging what you have in Pakistan. And I talked about mining, I talked about energy. We certainly want to leverage your human resources and your ICT sector. We have coined our reshoring initiative in Saudi Arabia as green shoring, to bring that green energy, and I think we can extend that concept to Pakistan if we can employ the Saudi companies that are active in renewable energy generation, to embed it in some of the mining resources that have been mentioned, given that Pakistan, I understand, could be the fourth richest country in copper. So ICT, from manufacturing of components to software development, cloud computing, AI, data processing hub. Of course, food security has been brought to the fore with the recent conflict in Europe. The Russia-Ukraine war, I think, reminded the rest of the world that food security is a global issue. And it's certainly an issue in Saudi Arabia, where for generations we've been enjoying imports of Pakistani grains, especially Peshawar rice from my childhood. I remember it was our favorite food stock. Of course, meats and poultry, aquaculture and fishing, and the list goes on. We believe Pakistan, as we heard yesterday from the Honorable Chief of Army Staff, can become again the hub for global food security, not just for the Arabian Peninsula. Saudi Arabia is investing heavily in global acquisition and global direct investment from Latin America to Europe, Ukraine, Africa, and we're investing, of course, in South Asia and Central Asia, and we would love for Pakistan to be a key hub for agriculture, food processing, value add, and export to third countries. Honorable Deputy Prime Minister, Minister, these are only a few examples of what I see as low-hanging fruits, continuing with the food metaphor, and really ready for us to grab and turn into opportunities, to increase the confidence that thousands of other Saudi companies need to have to come with the 50 companies that came with me today. And we need to also create a highway that brings the great capabilities of Pakistan and the Pakistani people to continue what they are doing in Saudi Arabia, not only contributing to the Saudi Arabia of the future that we're building with Vision 2030, with their human talent, but also to bring the capability of Pakistani enterprises. And for them, from both sides, I can tell you in no uncertain terms, and I've heard it repeatedly from the leadership, from my boss, from the leadership of Pakistan last night, and the Prime Minister during his visits to Saudi Arabia in March and in May when he came for the World Economic Forum special meeting. Both governments are committed to allow, to permit, to facilitate for the private sector to take its due position as the locomotive that will be pulling both economies, both governments, both leaders, everybody on the government side of both nations sees that the private sector is the driver of our respective economies today, and certainly will be more so in the future. So you can count on us to be right there with you, behind you, supporting you to make the opportunities that are right there for you to grab. And once again, I say there is no limit. The sky is the only limit to what we can do together. So thank you, Your Excellencies. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.
Thank you very much, Excellency Mr. Khalid bin Abdul Aziz Al Faleh, the Minister of Investment, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, for your kind words. And as you mentioned, that sky is the limit when it comes to the investment potential of Pakistan. Excellency, you mentioned that Pakistan and Saudi Arabia are not dependent on any agreements or treaties to bond together. Indeed, we are united by the band of brotherhood, by the spiritual Islamic values that we share. Pakistan has one of the highest expat workforce working in the construction sector in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, contributing to the growth of Saudi Arabia. And you mentioned specifically in detail all the investment opportunities that are available in Pakistan, and that shows that Pakistan is indeed a bankable investment destination for Saudi Arabia. Ladies and gentlemen, now I would like to call upon Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Islamic Republic of Pakistan, to kindly come up and deliver the keynote address. Ladies and gentlemen, kindly welcome Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, the Deputy Prime Minister and Foreign Minister, Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala Rasoolil Kareem. Excellency, Minister for Investment, Engineer Khalid bin Abdulaziz Al Faleh, Honorable Vice Minister Investment and members of the delegation from Saudi Arabia, Honorable Cabinet colleagues, worthy National Coordinator SIFC, government officials, Pakistani business leaders, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum and very good morning. It is indeed a great pleasure to listen to our great guest, Engineer Khalid Al Faleh, very candid response to my all colleagues. Combined together, he covered everything. And my compliments to you, Excellency, that perhaps you have also curtailed my speech as well. Thank you very much indeed. It is indeed a distinct honor and privilege to welcome you all, dear brothers, from Saudi Arabia in Islamabad, which is, I would call, your own home. I won't use the word second home. This is your own home. This occasion marks yet another chapter in the enduring friendship and strategic partnership between our two brotherly countries. Pakistan and the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia have a deep-rooted, time-tested relationship. This bond, enriched by shared history, faith, and values, holds a significant place in Pakistan's foreign policy. The people of Pakistan have always held the custodian of the two holy mosques and the Honorable Crown Prince, His Royal Highness, and the leadership of Saudi Arabia in the highest esteem. I would like to take this opportunity to express our profound gratitude to the Saudi leadership for their unwavering support on multiple occasions. The latest being, as explained by my colleague, Finance Minister of Pakistan, in the recent challenge we had as a country vis-a-vis multilateral institutions. We remain firmly committed to the sovereignty and territorial integrity of Kingdom of Saudi Arabia and stand ready, shoulder to shoulder, with our Saudi brothers and sisters through thick and thin. We are thankful for the welfare and the hospitality which is extended to the over 2.5 million Pakistani diaspora who call Saudi Arabia their own home and are also contributing to the economy and the development of Saudi Arabia, as well as making huge foreign exchange remittances to Pakistan, which certainly helps to reach the current account deficit and the fiscal deficit issues which Pakistan had faced in the past. We gather here at a pivotal moment in the history of our bilateral cooperation. As His Excellency mentioned, that in Ramadan Sharif, soon after the Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif government took office, we visited for Umrah. And Excellency, when we came back from Medina Munawwara, because we landed in Medina Munawwara, there was an invitation that before iftar, we join His Royal Highness the Crown Prince. Now, there was a debate between our team, the Foreign Office, that whether we should wear in ihram. I said, nothing doing. This is the best dress you can have. So we will go in ihram. So as very rightly His Excellency mentioned, that we went in ihram to the Crown Prince Palace, and we had wonderful iftari as well as mutual dialogue, which ended up around Fajr with a joint communique for $5 billion. In addition to previous commitments, I'm clarifying, Excellency, you have a bigger role, because I was involved after Tahajjud in the guest palace, and we had communication by my very dear brother Prince Faisal and his team, and the ambassadors were shuttling between the Crown Prince Palace and the guest palace where we were staying. So, Excellency, I think we have a great opportunity, and your visit, Excellency, with a huge delegation alongside the officials and the business leaders of Saudi Arabia is a testament to our shared vision and underscores the enduring partnership between our two nations. Excellency, I would also like to highlight Pakistan's journey toward economic recovery. My colleague, Finance Minister, has thrown light. After continuous and concerted efforts, we are now on the road to sustainable growth. We had challenges, undoubtedly, but Excellency, it is not too old story. I'm talking 2017. This country had reached the 24th economy of the world. And the best economic indicators we demonstrated: 4% inflation, less than 2% food inflation, 6% GDP growth, highest foreign exchange reserves still not broken, and all the indicators were at best. And we were moving with a speed to join G20, a country which is nuclear, a country which is missile power, only needs to be economically strong. And this was the journey we were trying to make on double effort to reach the G20 in next few years. But unfortunately, certain elements, external and internal, and coupled by COVID, the pandemic, this journey was derailed. So we are back. Prime Minister Shahbaz Sharif made double efforts during his last tenure, 22-23, and now the focus is total economy, that we should go back to our goal of joining G20. And I think working together, I think it is not an impossible task. Our new homegrown program, supported by the EFF facility, which Honorable Finance Minister mentioned, on 25th of September, makes a significant departure from our past. The idea is to regain the macroeconomic stability we had gained by 2016-17, and then build and consolidate our gains, what we achieve by then, in order to have a sustainable growth, and be as possible as soon we can join the old dream of our leadership, Mia Muhammad Nawaz Sharif, to join the G20 Economic Club of the world. A strategy revolves around reforms aimed at promoting productivity and competitiveness, fostering both domestic and external competition, and creating space for private investment. We are right-sizing the role of the state, reforming state-owned enterprises, and improving the quality of public services, spending on infrastructure with fast speed. This structural reforms effort is being contemplated by the commitment of sound macroeconomic policies. The stable exchange rate is now functioning as a key factor in aligning market conditions as our economic indicators have improved. Furthermore, monetary policy is focused on bringing inflation down, and State Bank of Pakistan has predicted that we would reach not too far away between 5 to 7%. It's already, as Finance Minister shared with you, 6.9% as compared to high 30s just a year and a half ago. We have taken steps to ensure that our economic revival agenda is supported by a sustained effort to strengthen tax administration with broadening of the tax base. Despite the difficult and often unpopular decisions which has been taken by Mohammad Shahbaz Sharif's government so far, these reforms are already yielding positive results. Economic indicators are moving in the right direction. Inflation has come down substantially. Our credit rating has shown improvement, and the current account deficit is narrowing, as shared by the Finance Minister. These achievements not only signify a turning point for Pakistan, but also make our economy a more attractive and stable environment for foreign investment and partnerships. Pakistan, with the vast natural resources, dynamic talent pool, and commitment to sustainable development efforts, offers a wide range of investment opportunities in Pakistan. We are actively fostering innovation, enhancing our infrastructure, and streamlining regulatory framework to create an investment-friendly environment. I think my colleague, Dr. Musaddiq Malik, has amply explained, and His Excellency heard from no other than Army Chief last night, from red tapeism to red carpet. So this is the main key agenda of this government, that the government should be out of business. There is a huge exercise undergoing to privatize the state-owned enterprises, which are not strategically required. It's a number is about few dozens. Maybe in due course, many Saudi Arabian investors would like to consider one of these enterprises are offered for privatization. In the mining, Pakistan boasts an expensive and rich, as detail shared by my colleague, copper, gold, and rare earth metals. We invite Saudi investors and brothers to explore these opportunities and become part of the mutually beneficial venture. The Excellency, the estimated reserves, the value of these mines and minerals, including garnite, is over 10,000 billion US dollars. Sometime people worry about Pakistan debt. Debt and liabilities are external debt 130 billion US dollars as compared to our reserves, natural resources, 10,000 billion dollars, 10 trillion. So you can, compare the numbers and see the potential. Our IT sector, supported by thriving startup ecosystem and a highly skilled workforce, presenting unique opportunities for investors to be part of this digital transformation journey. And Excellency, I understand on 11th tomorrow, you would be visiting Nestec, and you will be amazed to see, the development Pakistan has taken in the IT sector. It is mainly led by the Air Force authorities, and they have really put up a great job throughout Pakistan. In agriculture and livestock, Pakistan fertile lands and extensive waterways produce a diverse range of crops and goods for both local and global markets. These sectors offer immense potential for investment and collaboration. Moreover, our commitment to renewable energy is unwavering. With strong government initiatives, we aim to achieve 60% clean energy capacity by 2030. offering lucrative opportunities in solar, hydroelectric, and other renewable energy sectors. Excellency, as you mentioned that the Army Chief shared with you, the possibility of Pakistan to be, providing and a food security, provider. It is a reality. We have vast lands which are cultivable with certain modern technology, and his team is already working with SIFC and the government relevant quarters on the agriculture. I think there are 4 areas where we have a great potential: IT, mines and minerals, agriculture, and food security elements. So let me assure you that your visit, Excellency, marks a significant milestone in our bilateral relations. We look forward to the signing of multiple memorandums of understanding, and thank you for the valuable participation of yourself, your team, your Vice Minister, and Excellencies and the business delegations who are here. I may be missing the historic MOU ceremony. I was just sharing with Excellency, the Investment Minister of Saudi Arabia, that I am being asked to accompany our President of Pakistan to Turkmenistan for an official visit of just a day, but it's their 30 years constitution celebrations. So if I get leave, I'll be happy to join. But otherwise, I'm sure my prayers and my duas will be with you for all the success to you and your delegates. Excellency, the MOUs include, I understand, wide range of sectors, mainly semiconductors, energy, livestock, manpower, and IT. These MOUs are a result of dedicated follow-up by Your Excellency and your side and our side, public and private sector entities, of the direction given by the leadership of both countries, which you very kindly